First, today's text speaks of Satan's deception, temptation, and attacks upon God's people. Today's text, Psalm 11 verses 1-2, says, "In the Lord I put my trust, how can you say to me, flee like a bird to your mountain? The wicked bend their bows, they put their arrows to the string, shooting from the darkness at the upright in heart. I took refuge in the Lord, how is it that you say to me, flee like a bird to your mountain?" Here, the word "you" refers to Satan and the forces that pursue and follow him. For example, it could refer to Satan and his forces, as well as to those close to us, friends, relatives, parents, husbands, children, etc., who have become Satan's tools. Furthermore, your mountains symbolize things that seem very reliable and trustworthy to us, things we can truly rely on and rely on. For example, it could refer to our human abilities, authority, knowledge, wisdom, money, parents, weapons, or the military. In other words, this passage tells us how Satan and his forces work in our lives. How do they work? First, referring to today's text, we see that Satan secretly seeks out God's people, those who are suffering and enduring hardship, to deceive and tempt them. Hey! Will relying on God solve your problems? Shouldn't you instead seek out your parents, money, weapons, and other such things? He tries to deceive and tempt you. This means that relying on and leaning on God won't solve your problems. No, perhaps God doesn't exist. No, perhaps the God you believe in, who rules and governs all things in this world and the universe, is a lie. Therefore, you must flee to your mountain. That is, you must rely on your abilities, your parents, your siblings, money, power, weapons, and so on. This history of Satan is not limited to this passage, it can also be found in Genesis.
If you want to know more, please subscribe.